everybody. It's Julie from Julie's Craft Landing. And today, who's my cameraman?
Josh is the cameraman.
Josh is the cameraman. And we are on a 15-minute delay. Delayed departure.
It's a spooky departure today.
It was a little spooky. It was a little shaky. I'm a little prickly. I should have put up my prickly sign. We put that up, we were born to sparkle. Maybe that makes me feel better because I'm a little prickly today, I have to say. But I'm trying to recover here, but it's just been a prickly day. And just a lot of chaos going on, in our household. That's just how we operate around here.
You were born to sparkle.
Today is not Jalen's birthday, but we're celebrating Jalen's birthday today. Her birthday was, Josh was gone. And we were waiting.
And we had to coordinate with other families.
I had to coordinate with the other families because we're having a party, a small party, with only 3 kids coming. So we wanted to make sure all 3 of them could come. So it was trying to get the schedule so that all 3 were here because, of course, we're at the end of summer. So what's everybody doing? They're all going on vacation. So just trying to get everything done. So we finally got it coordinated where today's going to work, which is perfect. And we're going to do it this afternoon, which is great and everything. But let me tell you, you guys know that have kids what it's like when you have with kids and birthdays. And I mean, she woke up bouncing off the walls and just trying to keep things calm and trying to get everything ready was just a lot for this morning, we'll say.
Yep, and I just came back I just picked up her cake.
Picked up the cake.
So I just came in the house with the cake and she saw the cake and is super excited.
Oh, gosh.
And then we're like trying to come down and do the live and she's like, woo,
woo, woo. I know, and I'm telling her, I'm like, look, the last live that we had, Josh wasn't here for this one, so he didn't get to see it. I'm like, that is not going to happen. I cannot try to do a live and show people how to do something and have a Lego making session going on next to me and sailing in front of me and stuff. For me,
I really missed out.
I know. For me, it's normal. Like, to me, I don't have a problem doing it. It's not that at all. Because that's just normal life for me. But I get it for people that are watching.
It's a little distracting.
It's not normal life for them. So, I get that. So I try to be respectful for everyone, and sometimes I don't always notice, and I just want to be respectful so everyone enjoys our videos here. So it is Spooky Tuesday. There is a bunch going on right now. I'm going to try to give you updates, and we have a project today that's going to hopefully it's going to take a little bit, so I want to get started on that. But let me give you a couple updates here because this just happened. So if you guys are watching right now, let me tell you, and this was 10 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 9 o'clock Pacific Time, it's now 9:20 Pacific Time. The blades for the trimmers are in. They are in stock. They are available for sale right now. This is the last shipment of them that they have coming in. So Josh is having a podcast going on in the background.
Nope.
So if you guys need the blades, now's the time to order. Now remember, there is the new trimmer that's coming soon here. Probably right at the first of the year, I think, is what it's going to be.
Sweet.
In December. So I actually decided to not get any more blades. I have 3 packs of them, which makes 6 blades. Those are going to hold me over until the new trimmer comes, and then I'm going to buy the new trimmer. So that's my plan of attack. But if that's not your plan of attack and you need blades, go get them right now because they even may be sold out by now. But hopefully they got enough that they'll last a little bit, last until at least, if they could make it an hour, that would be great. Like, not sell out for an hour, that would be great. So that was the first update. Second update is super exciting. Actually, I forgot that they do this. I don't know how I forgot that they do it this time of year. I knew that they did it. Starting in September, and I'll put up information, so don't worry, everyone that can't gather all this information. It's going to be a buy 3, get 1 free of the DSPs, the pattern papers, not the new stuff. They have selected ones that it's on. And I'll have to go back and read the selected list. I'll show you guys and everything, but it will buy three packs, you get 1 free. It can be 3 of the same pack and you get 1 free. It can be 3 different packs and you get 1 free. That starts in September. So
Marianne commented, a about the trimmer blades. She says
Yes.
they haven't posted sold out yet. She decided not to get any more and wait for the new trimmer.
Yep. See, well, that's good. They haven't posted sold out. I have a feeling that a lot of the demonstrators are waiting, which that's what I think sells them out really fast. Is the demonstrators buying them up because there's so many demonstrators that I think that's actually what happens. But I suspect that a lot of them are waiting. But I still wouldn't hold out long. Okay, so trimmer blades, DSP sale. I'll get you guys updated on that. I'm going to remind you guys that we're coming to the end of the month, which means that if you guys didn't cash in your bonus days, remember we had the bonus days last month that you got the $5 coupons. Those are only valid for this month, and we're almost at the end. We're on the 26th today, 27th today. What's today's date?
Today's the 27th.
27th. So, so we're almost at the end. So get those cashed in, and we're almost at the end of the month here on for my host code, my August host code, which is the free. Remember, it's the free the chipboard album, and if you buy $50 worth and use my host code, then I will ship you the chipboard album. And that's only good through August. So that is coming up also. So tons of updates. I will get that all written out for you guys so that you guys know. But let's get started on this project. So
You've got a whole bucket of spookiness right there.
This project was tough to get ready for because there is so much. There's a lot. It seems like it took a lot. But it seems like it took a lot. But I will say, even with taking a lot of product, we're going to use the Spooktacular Bash that's paired with the, this is called the Ornate Frames die set. And remember,
those are match up to each other.
They do, so they come in a bundle. So if you buy them together, you get 10% off of them. This is going to be in the new catalog.
Like a kit?
Like a kit. It's a bundle. Don't call it, it's not a kit because...
no, it's not a kit. But
they're not going to make anything with it.
I tease Julie about kits because
I know.
whenever she sees something that's in a bundle or packaged together, she's like, look, it's like a kit.
It's a kit. I know,
Yeah.
and I'm a sucker for a kit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why.
So they don't sell it as a kit, but you can get it as a bundle.
It's called the bundle. They call them bundles, and that's how they specify it. So I'm not trying to correct them, but that's how they specify it in the catalog. So I'm trying to be careful. So when you guys go looking for it, you aren't looking for a kit. You're looking for a bundle.
The kit reference is more of a joke between us.
Yeah, they do have kits in there, some kits, but this one, 10% off when you buy them together. September 4th, these are coming out. So even with what I'm doing here, which is
It's like a week away.
It is. I know it's getting exciting. And then the Monster Bash DSP I'm using also.
The Monster Bash.
And so this cute DSP, it's all I have mine. You'll see why I have it all cut up.
Ooh, you've been butchering that thing up.
I have been. And that was the other thing I was going to remind you guys of. Don't forget. Remember, it reminded me when I saw this one. You recognize this? This is from the banner. Remember the banner? All the banner information is up on my website, juliescraftlanding.com. You can purchase it on there now. All the information for that is on there. So that is available. And I'm also using, I don't know, I have a sheet of this half used up, but I couldn't find it, which I find funny.
That's not just basic black.
No, and this is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is
we can see a shimmer.
Yeah, this is like a foil black that we're going to use today also.
Shiny.
So that's going to be fun too. And, my gosh, we're going to use so much. We're going to be using the embossing. We're going to heat emboss something.
We're going to try not to burn ourselves.
Without burning ourselves. We're going to, so much we're using. So what are we making?
A birdhouse.
Yep. Well, close.
Ooh.
Okay, so
there it is.
check this out. I put it in this clear envelope to fool you guys to start with here, because this is the start of it. And then, watch this. How cool is this?
Whoops.
This is a card. So why I showed you is because this is a card. This is a regular envelope size. We're making a regular envelope size, or a regular size card. Take it out. these over. Hold my DSP.
What you got here? Oh, yeah.
Is it better on the black or should I put it on the brown?
I think it's all right.
And look at that. And it sits up
Bless you.
Thank you.
like that.
Cool.
Now,
It's like 3D.
it is. I did forget something that I'm going to do. And I will, send one of my kids up here for it. But that's okay. So that's what we're going to make. Is this little card, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it. Keep in mind, I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to change it up a little bit on this one that I make today. So I just want to explain a little bit of how my thinking when I go to make these videos for you guys. When we do these lives, kind of my thinking to it is I try to come up with something that you guys could replicate if you wanted to, exactly, or something that you can make on your own, and so a technique. So this is what I'm really concentrating on is showing you guys the technique of making this base so that you could take this technique and you could use a different color paper, you could do it as spring, you could do it as birthday, you could do it as whatever you want, but that's the technique that we're emphasizing. But then I did as Halloween, you could also do it as a Halloween one. So
Marianne said she was going to do a step card. She says, now I better change my game plan.
I better change your game plan. Well, I'll tell you, there's lots of step cards. I think they're pretty fun. This is the first time I created one, I would say, really by myself. I've done them with die cuts before, but I wanted it...
You should do yours, Marianne, because sometimes it's kind of fun, even if they're back to back.
Just show all the different things that you can
different
do with
types.
them, because there's so much different stuff you can do with them that they're a lot of fun. So now you can see in mine, and this is why I said there was a lot. I have a lot of fussy cutting in mine because my goal was to show you guys. I wanted to keep it down to one stamp set, so you guys only had to buy one stamp and die set in order to replicate this, and the paper set. So I wanted to use things from that. So I did a lot of fussy cutting to get a lot more things because I have a lot of different stamps.
But this paper that's out right now kind of lends itself to
Oh,
that
there's a
also
lot.
because there's a lot of the individual items on there.
There
so you can
is.
cut 'em
There
out.
is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you some of the things that that I cut out, and then so you can see there's this one that has all these different guys in here of all these
Spooky creeps.
spooky creeps. And so that's where like this guy came from. Actually, I think this guy's the only one that I got from here.
The mummy.
The little. I think he's an art. No, those aren't from here actually.
Oh, that guy's not that guy?
No, that's actually a stamp because I'm going to show you a technique with that.
Oh, man.
So just the Argyle guy. Argyle? No.
He looks like a dragon.
Gargoyle?
Gargoyle. That's the word I'm looking
Argyle.
for. Argyle or Argyle. You know.
His name, he's a gargoyle named Argyle.
There you go. There you go. This one I did a lot with, which I was surprised. I actually took this piece of paper down because I thought I was going to do the spider webs on the back. And instead I went with that one. And I was surprised how much I cut out of this one because this one it's pretty fun. And it's like, but what am I going to do? It's like all these little bits. So I cut out the house out of this one. No.
Nope.
That's not true. I did not. I cut out the tree.
You cut the.
I may have cut the tree out of this one. Yeah, I cut the tree out of this one.
You cut the house.
Yep, out of that one. We'll show that one in a second. You can flip that one over. I cut the house out of this one right here. That's the only thing I cut the house out of because I wanted a bigger house. So this was a smaller house. So, and I wanted the house a little bit bigger, so I did cut it out of this one. But I did cut the tree out of here. I cut all the little people individually. I just picked random people that I liked out of here and just cut. And I didn't fussy cut. You can see the house I did fussy cut close to. But these guys, I wanted to make it easy. I just trimmed around them and left a little bit of an edge. And then I edged them with black to kind of blend them all in so that they didn't look like I just hacked them out of the middle. But that just made the fussy cutting easier.
Now, where'd you use? You were showing us the Not the basic black, but the shiny black. Where'd you use
Oh,
that?
that shiny black is right here on this frame.
Yep, it's all frilly.
Yep. Because that looked like a little frilly frame. This didn't have a lot.
No, but it's because it's the way it's punched out frilly like it gives it a little something.
It gives it a little sparkle.
And then you got that from this
And then, whoop,
paper.
and then this paper, I cut these little guys out of this paper. So you got random little things out of here. So, you know, it's amazing what you can do. You look at the paper and you think, sometimes you think, what am I going to do with it? And it's like, oh, I could do something cute with this. You know, I could use it for a card and put that as like a piece of a card. But then sometimes it's like you need to look a little bit more in depth and just start cutting into it. This is our base that we cut, or our base, our layered.
It's perfect. It looks like a haunted house wallpaper.
Yeah, this one on the back has the bats on it. Now, I'm not sure, for those of you that have the bat punch, I'm not sure if this bat punch would cut these bats out or not. I do not have the bat punch, but it may cut those out.
Bat punch.
Punch. Yes. So, let's go to here. So let's show you. I need one more thing from upstairs.
What is it?
The paper trimmer.
The paper trimmer.
Yeah,
I can get
the
that.
paper trimmer. Can you go get that? It's sitting. It's going to be
Up off to the left there. Got it.
While he's doing that, I'll show you guys. So, because I'll keep moving here. So I did cut these out so that you guys didn't have to sit and watch me fussy cut all these out. And I'll just leave it right there, Jalen. And I did some different ones for this one because I just thought, well, I'm just going to do some different ones because it doesn't really matter. They're just all cute little things. So, what do we call him? A gargoyle? So I did the gargoyle, a bigger gargoyle for right here that I'm going to do. I cut out the tree and I left the little, can you see the little gargoyle right there?
No.
Can you see him?
Yeah, now we kind of can see him.
Okay, I think you're probably really close. I can't tell. Jalen, the 7-year-old, is operating the camera right this second.
Yeah,
so
we can see it. We can see it.
okay, so I cut the tree out with that one. I cut out these little peeps because I thought they were funny.
I don't know if I can see them.
You can see them?
I don't know. I can see.
Can you see it on the camera right there? Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, then they can probably see it too.
I don't know.
I cut out this little Dracula guy.
See that? We see that.
A haunted house, and then these little guys here.
Those
Okay,
are
good
really
news,
small.
guys.
We can't see them.
Josh is coming back
Yeah.
because we can't tell what you can see, but I think you're really close. You might
Yes,
be
we can
looking at
see.
my chest. Can you guys see me? Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Of course, I can't see the thumbs up, so I don't know. Can they see me?
They can see your face.
All right. Well, we were looking at pieces here.
I
Jalen
don't
was.
know why you pushed it forward if I'm not here to steer
Well,
it.
I didn't push it forward. It's the good news.
All right.
Okay. So, thank you so much. Okay. Now, like I said, this is a regular size card. So just take your 8.5 by 11 and cut it in half. Now, Marianne, if you've done a sidestep card, you can probably, you may shout out some different techniques that you tried that have worked for you because, like I said, we kind of, I do it, we each do it however works for us or however we've come up with at that time. It's not necessarily always the best method, we'll put it that way. Now, you can see this is going to be scored at my 4 1/4, but this side is not. Okay, so I can only score at my 4 1/4 to this cut. So what I'm going to do is go into and do this first. And so this length right here is 2.5. This is 2.5 inches wide. So I'm going to go 2.5 inches, and I'll show you kind of my little template. It's a little harsh, but we're going to leave 3/4 of an inch down at the bottom, and 6 1/4 at the, or this is going to be at 6 1/4 at the top. So we're going to go up 3 1/4. This is going to be up 3 1/4, and this is going to be up 6 1/4. So I know
Measuring both from the bottom.
that measuring both from whichever, from this side I'm going to measure it from. So I know I'm going to just take my score blade, that as long as I stick between 3/4 of an inch and then 6 1/4 up here, that I'm safe. So I kind of have my fingers about where that is.
That doesn't look wide enough. Because this is wider than this side, isn't it?
It is. It's 2.5. This is 2.5 inches.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna see. I took my score blade and I moved it. Can you guys see exactly what I'm doing here? You might want to go more down on it here. So I put my score blade up here, and I'm just gonna put a score line just right about there. That's all I'm gonna do, is just put a score line right there. All I'm doing is marking this so that I know this is 2.5 inches, this is 3 inches, okay? Now I'm gonna go to my 3-inch side is this side. So now on my 2.5-inch side, I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna go to my 4 1/4, which is my regular size. And I'm just gonna score from that side to that score line. And if you guys want to know the trick is when you're scoring and stopping at a point that's not all the way through, if you stand up and look straight down on it, you're going to be able to see it better and make sure that you are not overshooting your line. Okay, so that's all I've done. And what I was doing was just creating this line, this score line right here. And that's going to be my score line right there. This is going to be a cut line.
Right.
But this is going to be a score line. Okay? Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to work on these 3 right here. So I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to go... Gotta think about that for 1 second. I'm actually going to flip it around this way. No, I'm not. I'm going to flip it this way. Because I'm going to go...
So which is your bottom edge? The front bottom edge.
This is this right here.
Okay, that's the front bottom edge.
No, that's not true. Now you have me backwards.
This would be the front bottom.
It is. I need to look at it this way. You have me flipped around here trying to think backwards.
I was going to say something.
This is my front bottom edge right here.
Right.
This is this right here.
Got it.
Okay, that's that right there. Okay, don't make me think that hard. Sheepers. So, my front bottom edge I've now turned here. You guys can mark it if you want. Put a little X or something on there so that you know where you're at. And I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch in. And I'm going to score to that 2.5 inch mark. I'm going to go, that's my 2.5 inch mark, where I'm cutting. So I'm going to go to my 2.5 inch mark. Score in. The lighting in here is so hard. I can't read these. And then I'm going to move, so I just did that line. Now I'm going to move up to this line at at 1.5. So that was 3/4. I'm going to go to 1.5.
That's another score line.
For another score line up to that 2.5 inch mark. Then I'm going to do another score line at 2 3/4.
And again, you're not going all the way. You're just going to
I'm
the...
just going to that 2.5 inch from this side. Now, if you mess up on this, whatever, if you only get
Score.
2 inches on this side or 3 inches on this side, it doesn't matter. Roll with it, because it's going to still come out the same. You're still within that 4 1/4 by 5.5, so you're going to be fine. And my last one, I'm going to do at 4 inch. No, not my last one, I'm sorry. I'm going to do 4 inches. I got to keep looking to make sure I measure these right. 4 inches. I'm scoring. And then I'm gonna do my last one at 6 1/4. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm going to cut. Now that I can see these, here's my 6 1/4. Here's my 3/4. John just sneezed.
I had a sneeze sneak up on me.
Here's my 3/4 on this side. This is the front of the card, you guys remember. So, because it's gonna fold like this. So this is the front. Here's my 3/4. Here's my 6 1/4. I'm gonna make my cut line now from my 3/4 to my 6 1/4.
Man.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this back in on that score line. Line it up with my score line here. Bring my blade up to 6 1/4. I'm gonna use my little arrow, put it at 6 1/4 right there. Set it down, push it in, and I'm gonna go this direction and drag it down to until that arrow points to that 3/4 right there, and bring it up.
That's what you call a plunge cut.
A plunge cut. Okay? How confusing was that?
It was a little confusing.
It is. I will
Because
say.
basically, you can see by the side of this, all those measurements are all these little
make-
bends and folds, and then to separate the sides, you got to have that one cut, but it doesn't go all the way through. It ends at the back, before the back, and then before the front.
Yeah.
That way you have all the little stair steps to put all your little creatures on.
So what I will do is I am going to write this template kind of like how I did. Now my template, it's going to be better than this one because I have marked off lines and stuff from changing it, because you can see I started with trying it at this size and I didn't like it, so I moved to this size. So this is my scratch template.
Test.
It's my test until I figured out exactly what I wanted it. And you can see this where I put should be 2.5 inches when I was saying go with it if it's not right. You can see on my test one that I did, if I fold this all up,
It'll still work, it'll just be narrower.
yeah, it still would work. This is just going to be a narrower. Don't mind my family. It's just,
Keeping it real.
And we're keeping it real around here. He's reading the Snapple Top and he dropped it. If you guys want to know what that was. So that was the Snapple Top.
Important information.
Yes, because you can learn a lot from that. Okay, so now, what are we going to do with it? Well, now I'm going to start. This is how I found the best, is just to start creasing your score lines. Okay?
Slowly.
Don't worry about which way they're going to bend yet, because that's too hard right this second. Just crease them so that we have them at least creased. Now we can, and if you crease them in both directions, then they can bend forward or backwards, however you want them to. Okay? So now we're going to bring it up. So this is going to be like this. And we know this is going to go down, or this is going to go up, so that we have that first spot here. So our first one's going to go
Tuck it.
down.
There you go.
Okay? Which means that our second one is going to go up. Our third one, we're just making
Back and forth.
mountains and valleys,
Or an accordion.
or an accordion, until we have it just like that.
Cool.
Hard to believe that in the end that came out, huh? I know. That was good. Now, what I'm going to encourage you to do is pull out your scoring blade and score these down good and firm so that they kind of stay, one, so that they'll stand up good, and two, so that you know now, okay,
It's good
that's
to go.
what we're working with here, okay? Got it.
Show me what you're working with.
That was the hardest part, guys, and that was the technique that I really wanted you guys to learn.
Because you can take that to any card, whether
can
it's
take-
fall or Christmas or birthday.
Yep, and you're going to see me do different ones with this, but that's a technique. So we're going to go to,
Marianne said earlier she was working on one for fall.
well, if you want to know the truth, Marianne, I actually started with fall also, and I didn't bring it down with me. I started and I worked on it for a while and just had bad brain block and my creative block was just not flowing. I could not make it work. Okay, I just couldn't do it. And so I thought, okay, I think Halloween will be easier. So I'm going to go to Halloween instead. So that's what ended me with Halloween. Now I'm going to cut for this base right here. All these base pieces, I'm going to show you how to cut for this. I am going to cut, and you can see it's got a little bit of an edge around it, 1/8 of an inch around it that we left of a border. So I'm going in on, I'm going 4 1/8 inch is the,
To leave a 16th around it.
yes. And then I'm going to flip it, and I am going to go 5 3/8 inch. And I'm going to cut it there. Make sure I'm in the right direction here. 5 3/8, because we're total 5.5 inch wide. So 5 3/8. And I'm going to cut it there. So now I have a square, or not a square, but my card. But this is what if you were doing just a regular card face. That's what you would have. Okay. So now here's where it gets a little bit harder. Now I got to figure out, probably didn't bring it with me. I got to cut this shape in here,
The L shape.
that L shape. So I'm going to go in 3/4 of an inch. Now what I did, I will be honest, what I did was I created a template first out of just a scratch piece of paper that I practiced with. I did my cuts with, and then I took that template and I laid it onto my DSP, because we all know if you make a mistake and then you start getting mad because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm ruining my DSP. So I usually, what you can see, I usually practice with,
Scrap.
I don't use a ton of very vanilla paper. I have a lot of very vanilla cardstock, so that typically is my practice cardstock. So that's what I typically do. So anyway, I'm going to go in, I flipped it over so that I could, no, I don't want to flip it over. I'm going to go in 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to cut in 3 inches. Oh, I am going to flip it, because then I can measure from top to bottom. That's why I was going to flip that. In 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to go in to here, 3 inches. I'm debating.
Well, didn't you put that score line at 3/4 of an inch, and don't you want it to have a border?
I know. That's why I said I'm debating. So actually, I am going to want to go, I want this a little bit smaller, right? So I want this at 3/8 of an inch. Yes, 3/8 of an inch up. I have this written down somewhere. But I guess I'd rather think about it. And I'm going to go in. This side is 3 inches in.
Yeah, or just measure it real quick on your...
Yeah, this side is 3 inches in, and I want to go in an extra. I'm just going to go in 3 inches for right now, just because I feel better. So, because I can come back and recut it. So I'm going to go into 3 inches right now. And then I'm going to turn it. And at 3 inches, I'm going to cut to this line right here that I just did. So I'm going to stand up and look at it. I'm going to go 3 inches, and I'm going to cut to that one right there. And so now this should give me look at it's perfect.
Nice. Just like you planned it.
I know. I'll put my template online also with the measurements on there so that you guys can see the measurements of that to cut that, because sometimes you like to see this, but honestly, seeing a measurement is better. And actually seeing the visual. Now with these pieces, I'm going to turn these, And this first one down at the, or this one's already done at the bottom. So we're doing this one right here, which is, I brought my measuring utensil here that I stole from some teacher.
Way to go.
I don't even know who it is.
Is Life Art?
Yeah, I think, I don't know who it is. So I'm going to measure this here. This is going to be this is a 1.5 inch. This is a 1.25 inch hill. 1.25 inch hill right here.
Step.
So I'm going to go 1 1/8. Right? Josh, you know, he's in construction. He should be the one telling me measurements.
Crazy.
And that's going to sit right in there. And then my next one is going to be 2. This hill is 2 1/4. So my next one is going to be 2 1/8. To give me that 1/8 inch.
Nice.
Right there. Phew!
6.
Hardest part is done. I think I said that earlier. Hardest part is done. Okay?
Got
Now, wall,
Wall Street Diner?
yes, while I do this, Josh is going to tape run those down to that piece. We're going to make, he doesn't usually like to, but there's the tape runner, and Josh, you tape run those on, and you guys watch me while I go on to the next step. We're going to double team this. Pretty soon
You wish. You wish.
Yep. Okay, he's going to do it right there.
Right there.
Right there.
You do it.
I'm going to take my Dracula and my mummy out of here. These are the two I'm going to work on right this second.
I want my mummy.
And a piece of white cardstock. And you can use a scrap. I ironically didn't have a scrap left. I've been using so many scraps. I didn't even have a scrap big enough. And can you guys see Josh? Probably that's okay.
Hiding.
I know, he is hiding over there. He's trying to hide, but it's
This
okay.
way?
Let's see. So tape runner, it's like teaching the basics. Like this, your flap goes down, your flippity flap goes down, and you tape in straight lines. Don't try to arc or turn because it will ruin it.
Your snail
Straight
will
lines.
get angry.
Your snail will get angry. Okay, now, my little Dracula guy, I'll tell you, anytime that you guys are gonna do a solid, I don't know why he's laughing, it worries me, area, it is harder to stamp, I'm not gonna lie, and Stamparatus would help with that, but I'm gonna show you why it's not gonna matter with this, because I'm gonna ink this up. It's just harder because you gotta make sure that you get that ink good and covered on there, and
That just fell out of this thing. Are you keeping snacks inside?
looks like I was eating some bread or something. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so I got myself inked up really good here. And I'm going to just make sure that I press really good and firm straight down. And
I'm not going to clean this time.
then, and I'm not going to worry. If that didn't come out totally dark, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to worry about that. If it didn't come out solid. And then I am going to do my mummy at the same time here. So I'm going to ink him up
Everything kind of black.
and punch him out. Okay? Then, why I'm not going to worry about that is this is going to get, first of all, fussy cut out. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to fussy cut this guy out, Dracula, because I'm going to put him onto a different background. I want him on a gray background. and I didn't want his face to be gray. That's why I stamped him on white and fussy cutting him out so that I could put him on a different colored background. It's like having a transparent image. How's it going over there?
Well, these are cut too wide, so it doesn't leave a border on the left and right.
Oh, does it need an 1/8 of an inch cut?
Yeah, just hand me a pair of scissors and I'll nip them a little bit.
Okay, hold on. He'll tidy up. I'm using the scissors right now. Oh, here.
But this, you will be charged an upcharge for the service.
He may look at these.
I
See
love
if he can
those.
figure these out. Oh, do you know how to use scissors?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I cut the dog with these all the time.
This is paper, not dogs.
That's right. This is paper, not dogs. So those of you that know my dogs will laugh. The other day I decided I would trim Chili. She needed a haircut, and because she was looking really shaggy, I thought she was looking shaggy, and I thought she looks fat, but it's because she's got so much hair. Because usually when you wash a Wheaton and they get in the tub, they look like little drowned rats afterwards because there isn't anything underneath all that hair. Well, let me tell you, my little Chili, that's not hair. That's fat. She's a chunky monkey. Okay, I just fussy cutted him out. I'm going to set him aside. I'm going to fussy cut out my mummy next.
I want my money.
So the more you fussy cut, the faster you get at it, actually. And I used to worry. It took me forever because I was so worried about being so precise and everything. And be careful how you cut it and all this. Well, you just kind of learn how to follow the lines a little bit faster, and also you learn it doesn't matter that much. I mean, you can get away with a lot. So we're gonna cut our mummy out.
I don't know if you can see because I'm not looking.
I'm assuming that they can still see me somewhat. Okay, so I got my mummy fussy cutted out. Fussy cutted.
Fussy cut.
Fussy cut out.
Hi, Laura.
Laura, we are watching Josh. I think he might have used the whole snail. On
Look at that. I got the base all prepped for a small fee.
Okay, so now this guy, this guy is him right here. And what I did was I stamped him, and then I'm going to go back and color him. And so that's why I said don't worry about him being totally solid, because I'm going to use the basic black marker pen, and for his little vest or cape, what is that, a cape on Dracula? A cape? I'm just going to go back and color that in all black with my black marker.
Maybe it's a sash.
A sash? I think it's a cape.
What's
Jalen's
that?
So I'm just going to color this all in just to make it black, black, black. And you're not going to get that with ink. You're not going to be able to get it this like a marker black like this. That's why I said don't worry about it. I'm going to go back and color that all in. And then I'm going to color in his hair also, because ink kind of gives it a dull look a little bit, and I wanted him to look just a little brighter. And then I'm just going to do, let's see, I didn't do his eyes, I don't think. I think that's, oh, I did that eye, so I better, I'm too shaky for that eye. Okay, now, ivory. We have ivory markers, which is not a color that we have as an ink pad, but as the, this is in the blends actually, not a marker. This is in the blends, but there's not a blend to it. There's just one to it. And this is like flesh tone, basically. I call it flesh tone. You can also use it for pig color.
Pig?
Pig. I did my pigs out of this.
Oh.
Because it kind of reminded me of pig color too. And I'm just going to color his face and his hands. Just like that. I wanted him to have green eyes, so I used light green, light granny apple green, and then I used dark cherry cobbler, and I just wanted to do just the bow tie.
Hi, Deb.
Hi Deb, we're doing a stair step card and in chaos as usual. So I colored him all up so that now he's nice and bright.
Look at him. Ooh.
Yep.
He's cute.
He's a cutie. Okay, so now I have my mummy. Now my mummy, I did him in the black ink and then I fussy cut him. Now, ready for this? Take your mummy and crumple him up. Just crumple him up.
Poor little mummy.
Yep.
Chaos is good, Deb says.
Chaos is how we roll around here. If you don't like chaos, probably not gonna like the verdicts. Makes it fun and exciting. Okay,
What are you doing to that poor guy?
I'm mashing them all up. See, just keep mashing them up.
You're wrinkling up your mummy.
I am, because mummies aren't supposed to be flat. They're all wrinkly. So we got them wrinkled up. And then I'm going to take him and unwrinkle him.
What do you look like?
Now, what?
Jalen wants to see how wrinkly he is.
See how wrinkly he is?
Oh, he is kind of crinkled up there.
See how he's all wrinkly now?
And he's dirty.
Yep, he's supposed to be dirty. He's all wrinkly and dirty. And then I'm going to take...
You distressed your mummy.
I did. Well, I'm working on it here. I'm going to put him down there. You can see my fingers were dirty too. This is, I think, foundation. Okay, so anyway, my gray granite, I'm going to take, which is, the funny thing is, gray granite, you look at it, and what color do you think that looks like?
Gray.
Gray. Well, gray granite actually has a really brown tinge to it. So keep that in mind. They have basic gray, which is more gray. And I'm going to take a dauber and a gray granite dauber. I'm going to take my little mummy guy and I need a piece of paper, little piece of paper. Now, I know, you guys are like, what in the world is she doing? I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to lay this paper so that I cover his eyes and above his head right there. Because if you look right here, I don't have his eyes colored at all. So, and I'm just going to tap in here and then...
You want to dirty him over, but you want to keep his eyes clear.
Right. I'm just going to tap kind of randomly on there a little bit, and I'm going to flip him. I'm going to cover his eyes again.
From the other way?
From the other way.
Do his top.
And do his top.
Nice.
And then what I'm going to do, see what I've missed on here.
Edge around a little.
And it's okay that you missed, because I'm just like doing, whoop, sorry.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Control your mummy.
I'm just like, I'm not doing him solid. I'm just like dotting on there.
Right.
Now, what I want is like a couple little just kind of darker spots.
So here you can see his finished eyes.
So I'm going to crinkle him back up again and just do kind of a couple, and I made sure my eyes were crinkled in, if that makes sense. So I know his eyes were down here, so I'm crinkling his eyes in so that I'm not doing this to his eyes. And then just hitting a couple spots to make a couple spots just a little darker, wherever I want just a extra random distressed spot here. So there's my mummy now. He's dirtied up.
Spooky.
Yep.
Ooh.
Now I'm going to take him and I'm going to put him right here. I'm going to take some glue.
Deb said that's one of her favorite browns.
It is. It's funny. It's called gray granite, but it really has a brown tinge to it, and I like it.
What's it look like? So what's it look like? It's
It looks like a mummy color.
mummy color.
And I'm just going to glue this down right there. So he's still kind of popped up a little bit, but I'm gluing him down because I need him to be a little solid when I go to put him on. I can't have him so distressed right there.
So you just give him a little backing.
So I'm just, yep.
It's a mummy backing.
Now, yeah, a mummy backing. Mummy brace. So I glued him on there. And now I'm just going to cut around him again. Again, don't fret on it. You guys will hate fussy cutting if you fret on it. So don't fret. Nothing worth fretting around here. We got enough in life to fret about.
Yeah.
Don't let it be your... There we go. So now, there he is.
All right, mummy.
Where now I have him on a solid surface again.
All right.
Next up, we are going to emboss.
Cambodia?
So we embossed on black, my piece of black here. Now, I don't know if I could emboss on this foil. Does anyone know? Deb, Laura might have some of the black foil. Does anybody have the black foil, or will it melt when I turn the heat on to it? Because I really want to emboss it on the black foil. I'm going to give you guys a minute to answer that. See if someone can answer that.
Can you emboss on the shiny black foil paper?
Who wants to try it?
I don't know.
Mama's trying it.
Should try it?
Yeah.
See what happens?
What do you think? I don't know if it will work or not. I have no idea. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Catch the house on fire.
Yeah, but I think you'll help.
Put the fire
I
out.
think you'll help put the fire out, won't you?
I can call 911.
Yeah. Jalen, you know how to dial 911?
911?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's it. Yep, you got it.
911.
911.
So, if we burn down the place, never fear, Jalen's going to call 911. What'd I do with it, guys?
With what?
The embossing. Oh, there it is. Now, I probably don't have to use this because it probably won't stick to it. That's my embossing buddy. To make it so that it doesn't stick totally to it. Okay,
We're gonna find out.
we're gonna attempt this and see what happens. This is why we do. This is why we do live stuff. Pure entertainment for you guys.
Jacob's gonna take over here in a little bit.
Well, we're working on finishing up here. Okay.
I gotta stay and see if I need to call 911.
I know, as I said, you can't go yet. Okay, now I'm
Yes.
going to take my embossing powder and I put it on a piece of paper.
No, I'll call 911.
There it goes. Ooh, look at
Okay,
it.
What is that?
now
Shake
pick it up. Shake her off.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, it like left a. It was
Fog.
really filmy on there. Okay, it left a spook.
Spooky.
Left it kind of spooky.
It was. We don't need to call 911.
Not well. Now you can take this.
Can you go plug that in?
Bend that in half. Well, she's plugging that in.
The boot in it.
This black cord right here. See that black cord right
There
there?
you go.
I'm gonna cut another chunk and I'm gonna try it again here on this one. Do you think
You didn't like that one?
well, it didn't like come out super clear, so I'm wondering if I do use the embossing buddy better on there, will that help?
Maybe.
Come on, they work. We're almost done.
And it's going to take her that long to.
There you go. She got it.
In.
Good. Phew. And. Okay, now. I don't know. We'll see. I've said to you guys before, I love the look of embossing, but it is not my friend. I struggle with it for some reason. I love it, and I keep practicing it because there are people out there that are so good at it, and it looks beautiful. So I'm still working on it. I'm not giving up on it.
What are you talking about?
Embossing. Okay.
That's what she's working on.
Yep. Now, I didn't bring my little embossing holder thing, so I'm gonna hold it with this. We're gonna see what happens. Get ready. Jalen's moved across the room. Okay, it hasn't melted so far. It hasn't melted anything so far. Oh,
Oh, starting to go.
What's he doing?
oh.
Oh, it's turning brown.
Oh, it worked. Let's try this one. This is silver embossing powder on the black foil paper that we're attempting in person, live, to see,
For the first time ever.
for the first time ever, to see if it would melt.
It melts.
Oh, actually, I really, really like it. It did not melt it.
Came out
Look
nice.
at that.
It's gold.
Silver.
Or
Silver. It did
Yeah.
actually do better with the embossing. So with the embossing buddy, this one was, can you see the difference? One is with the, I don't know if you guys can tell on there. One's with the embossing buddy and one's without. See how this one kind of has a haze on it?
That one has a haze on it.
No, this one does. Look around the letters.
Oh, around the letters, yes.
See that?
Okay.
So, and this was with the embossing buddy and this was without. So
Use your buddy.
use your buddy on that one. Okay. Let's get moving here.
yeah, I want to be done.
Yep, I want to be done too. You guys are, I'm losing ground here. You guys are like, okay. They didn't burn the house down. So now they're like,
Hurry up.
big deal. Now what's the big deal?
Oh,
Huh.
that's right.
Oh,
Don't forget your frilly guy.
I'm coming back for him. Okay, I'm running this one through with the little,
Right. Sentiment.
that on there. Josh calls it a tombstone, headstone, or
That's what it looks like.
it does. So there's that guy. And then I'm going to run my frilly on here. And
Do they have red foil paper? Because that could look really cool for like a Christmas card to have that shiny.
I'm trying to think. I actually thought they discontinued them, and then when I went back and looked, there were 4 colors that we still had.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have red. I know we have copper, silver, black,
Cool.
probably in gold is my guess. This one I'm gonna roll through here. And then,
Hi, Janice.
hi Janice, you're missing chaos here.
We were just embossing.
I know. I actually, one of the reasons why I was thinking about that, I was like, we got to emboss so that Janice can see the heat emboss. So Janice, you're gonna have to go back and watch the replay. I just heat embossed and didn't burn the house down. Foiled paper. So I did this one. Now I'm gonna take that same frilly Guess I could have ran that whole sheet through. And I'm going to do that same ornate frame. And Janice, at the beginning of this live, there were bunches, or anybody that is coming in later, I had a bunch of updates right at the beginning. So go back and make sure you listen to updates at the beginning. Because they're gonna be having a big sale on DSPs, which everyone needs to take advantage of for sure. Buy 3, get 1 free.
The whole family's down
The
here.
whole family's here. It's good news. Okay, so I did 2 of those. And get my pokey out, poke these little guys out. There aren't very many of them.
Little frillies.
Yep, little pieces to make it even frillier. Get off that. Get out of there.
And it's my birthday.
And it's your birthday party.
Yeah.
It's not really your birthday, is it?
Uh-huh.
We're celebrating her 7-year, what did we say it was? 7-year, 2-week birthday?
I don't know.
Was her birthday about 2 weeks ago? Well, it's actually been longer than that.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. Okay, so why did I cut out 2 of those?
Because you're gonna stack them. I've seen this before.
I am going to.
And I gotta
But-
head back to work. So Jacob and I are tag teaming today. So I am handing off the controls to Jacob.
All right, so everyone say bye, Josh. This was a long one, I know. But we tried all different things. We tried embossing. We've done.
I got my snail on.
Josh snailed. It was kind of fun, wasn't it?
No.
You what?
I can't give in. If I give it an inch, you'll take a mile.
Well, what are you making these ladies feel like? Is it fun? No.
No.
Yes,
It was
it
fine.
is.
It was fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, not just ladies out there.
Right.
Ladies
Janice
and
says bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. We're poking out our pokies here. And then you guys are going to notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these together. But the problem is, get off there. Look at them. They're solid. So I gotta get that up there.
Get that out.
Piece of the backing here.
Get that out.
The back of the paper. There we go. When I go to layer them, you're not going to be able to see underneath. See that? So what I'm going to do is on this one, this is going to be my my background one, the shiny black. I'm going to go and cut a square with my X-Acto knife. Actually do it on the back side so that you don't peel the foil off. Ooh, ah. See that? I'm going to cut my square in here to see how I want my frame to be. It's not going to be my background. It's going to be my foreground. Totally lied. My foreground.
Totally.
Now you can make your frame however you want. You don't necessarily have to make it square. You can make it fun little shapes, whatever you want. I just made it square. And then I'm just going to layer these one right over the top. Just like that. So that's what it's going to look like. So if you want to do wavy stuff in here, we're not doing anything fancy. I could do a little wave. I lied. I'm going to do a little fancy. I'll give you guys a little fancy. We'll do something a little fun.
So that was why I was sitting. So it was my birthday thing. So that's why I was wearing this pretty dress.
Green?
No, pretty dress.
Oh, pretty dress. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Green?
Green?
Green.
Like that dress isn't green.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, look at little bumps. Few little bumps in here.
Oopsie.
You'll see what I'm doing here. I'm just like, I am like winging it as I go here. So don't, that's why I'm not talking, because there's not any specific tutorial that I'm doing right this second to tell you guys how to do this. I'm just winging it. There we go. Oh, got a little extra piece right here that I missed. There we go. Okay, so see, I just kind of made it a spooky little frame. And then when I layer it over, it's gonna just kind of be a little shape here. So now I'm gonna take, and I will take my my fine tip glue, and in these bigger areas, I'm just gonna glue this, put a couple dots on the little frillies along the edges, and then take this and lay it right over the top here so that it all lines up. See my little swirly doos all line up. But I have my black now I have my gray granite background for right there. Pretty cool, huh?
Ooh.
Ooh, ah.
Ooh, ah, da.
Ooh. Okay, put this back together here, and then I'm going to take my guy,
Guy.
this guy, my Dracula guy. I'm going to put him in here. So he's kind of peeking out of my frame. And then I'm going to take my mummy that I created, and I'm going to take some pop-ups.
Those aren't called pop-ups. They're called dimensionals.
Good job. Dimensionals. I'm going to take my dimensionals. We're going to sound professional and proper. My dimensionals.
Yeah, yeah.
My pop-ups.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bumpets. Bump it big.
Maybe.
And I'm going to layer him over the top with my pop-ups so that we have a little dimension with him. Just like that. Okay? Now, all I got to do is decorate. I'm just going to decorate this side. Super easy with the stuff that we have here. Woo!
Yeah,
Throwing stuff around.
yeah.
I'm going to put this right here. And like I said, the nice thing, what I was trying to teach you guys was not all this stuff at the end. We were trying to just teach the stair step. You can do this with whatever, if you want to do it with flowers or balloons, or I don't care what, whatever. I mean, you can do stair step cards with anything. So that was the main technique that we were learning. So I'm just doing decorating now. Don't forget that I have the banner class up, or the banner kit is up on my website that you can get. And that is all available and on there. I will have templates of all of these so that you guys can not try to follow the instructions that I did in this video, which were correct, but it's easier to see the visual. So on these guys, this time what I'm going to do, so I did it two different, so this way, when I made this one, what I was trying to do was when it shut, it hid some stuff. That way when you opened it up, they could see the little creepy people underneath and stuff that you couldn't see when it was shut. So it was kind of like a little surprise thing underneath. This time, what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to take these and I'm going to bring them up a little bit higher so that you guys can see the difference with them being popped up a little bit more. So each of these little things I'm going to just edge just a tiny bit, just to distress it just a little bit. Remember, I'm just doing these guys right here, and whatever you want. This is a little spooky. Oh, I wanted that little pink one. Okay, so I'm gonna put one flat down. So I'm just gonna put stuff on the bottom. I'm not gonna tape the top. So I'm gonna tape the bottom. I'm gonna pop him up right there so he pops up. And then I'll do dimensionals. Are we gonna miss my kids when they start school tomorrow? Who's gonna miss them? I'm a little sad, I will say. They are helpful to have around. I do.
I'm happy for school.
You're happy to start school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob's happy to see his friends, I'm sure. I'm gonna pop these up.
And it's some friends in my class, so yeah.
She's got friends in her class this year.
And
So see how they're popped up? They're not sitting all the way on the base is what I'm doing now. And then on my next step, I'm going to do my gargoyle guy. I'm going to just distress him out a little here by edging him some. And I'm just doing quick edging because I want it spooky. Spooky, spooky. And I'm going to put him right, I just want just the bottom of this taped. So that he's popped up good and high. Oop, better move him so he's not. And then I'm going to take this little Dracula guy and I'm going to put a dimensional, actually what I'm going to do with him, watch this, is I'm going to take a piece of the gray granite. I'm just going to take just a little strip of it. And
Janice says that she will miss us.
she will. I bet Janice will, actually. She's not even lying. She likes you guys. And put a little tape here. So now he's got a piece of paper coming out of his butt.
ew.
Oh. And I'm going to pop him right there. I'm going to stick him right there. So that he kind of stands up there. And I'm going to stick this to the back side here of that second level so that he pops up there. See how he's popped up now more? And then with this,
You kind of fell over.
oop, he fell over. I guess I shouldn't, well, oh, if I bend him back. There we go. He just needed a little bend in him. Then this one, the house, distress your house to make it look spooky. Spooky, spooky. Distress my little funny people here that I think are creepy, but I think they're funny. And my tree. And this little funny guy. Can you guys see this guy? I thought he was funny. Do you see him?
Not really. Not really well.
You can't see him well. He's funny. He's a little skeleton. He's going. And I think he's funny. So, okay. And let's pop these guys up high here. Up high, up high, up high.
And
All the way up at the top. So I'm just sticking them just barely at the top here. And my tree. And my peeps. Let's do a pop-up for them.
Peeps.
Dimensional, my peeps. These are my peeps.
what are peeps?
These are, Frankenstein, and they're my peeps.
What's a peep?
People.
People.
And
Hey, people.
put them up here, and my little skeleton guy we'll put in here. And now you can see everything's popped up a little bit more. So
Got 2 now.
this was the lower one. That's the more popped up one. More brought up. See, everything's brought up a little bit higher. And this one shows a little bit more when you open up. This one has everything that just kind of stands up a little bit more. What do you guys think? Did you like it?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a long video for everybody, a long live. Jacob, are you guys on me? I'm talking here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera and it looks like it's pointed off in that direction somewhere. I'm not sure. It probably isn't, but that's just what it looks like from my side.
Diana says cute.
Cute. It's cute. This is out of the, like I said, this is all just little showing you how to do little bits and everything. It's out of the Monster Bash paper, the Spooktacular Bash.
Deb says great card, and Marianne says cute.
Good, good. I'm glad everyone likes it. And the ornate frames that we use, the ornate framelets, these are awesome framelets. And I'll be using those all the way through Christmas. Like Josh said, to be doing, to do these in reds and everything. Oh, it's going to be pretty. And
Dad says that the card is precious.
the card is precious. That's what I thought. It was precious. So I hope you guys like it. This is called a stair step. This is actually there's actually a couple different stair steps cards. I mean, there's a ton of different ones. I shouldn't even say a couple. There are, this is called a two-step stair step card because we got 2 steps on it. They don't count this one. They call this a 2-step. You'll also see ones called, or 2-step side card. You'll also see ones called just a side step, and it will only have just 1 step up on it. So that is what that is called. That was what our goal was, for you guys to learn how to do that and see this super cute stuff. September 4th, the new catalog's coming out. Just a quick reminder, and then we're going to wrap this up. Don't forget, trimmer blades. Right now, they're on sale right now. Last I heard when we were live, they had not sold out yet. If you guys need trimmer blades, this is the last shipment of them coming in. The new trimmer cutter is coming out in probably January, I think. Early January, I suspect, with the catalog. They haven't given us an exact date yet, but it's getting ready to be sold. We're going to be having the sale coming up starting in September of the buy 3, get 1 free of the DSPs. If you haven't used your coupons for the $5 that you got $5 off from last month, be sure to use those coupons up. They expire at the end of this month, so get those used up. If you need help getting coupon codes entered in, let me know. I can walk you through that process. And our August host code is almost over. And if you guys place an order of $50 or more, I will ship you a free chipboard mini album that we did earlier in the month. You saw it out of the Sail Away paper. You can do it out of whatever you want. I will send that to you for free for placing your order with that host code, the August host code. And that is it for Spooky Tuesday. We are going to see you on Thursday. I have a wild day today, a wild day tomorrow, because the kids are going back to school, and so Mom's going to party. And on Thursday, we'll see on Thursday, and I will be ready for our next project on Thursday at 2 o'clock. Don't forget, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure that I can't say that word, so remember it, or click your likes, or tell people about it, because that is what helps me out. I really appreciate it. I don't feel so prickly now because I had a good time. So I love you guys. I appreciate it because this is therapy. It has improved my mood, and we are going to make it through the rest of the day and have a great day. See you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye.